Elon Musk believes he has orchestrated the perfect birthday for his son X: balloons, a cake, and a pile of gifts. Yet when X refuses to celebrate, Elon uncovers a reason far deeper than he could have anticipated. Morning sunlight streams through the expansive windows of Musk's home, casting a warm, golden glow across the polished floors and gleaming kitchen counters. A cake sits on the table, adorned with red and silver hues, its frosting meticulously shaped to resemble a rocket ship. Nearby, a stack of presents awaits: books, toys, a handcrafted Mars model, and a telescope engraved with X's name in small, precise letters. It's X's 6th birthday. Elon Musk stands at the room's center, phone in one hand and coffee in the other, surveying the setup with quiet pride. This time, he's cleared his schedule: no meetings, no press calls, no emergencies he can't postpone. A man perpetually in motion, forward, upward, fast, he has decided this day will be different. For X, it must be. Elon takes a deep breath and heads down the hallway. Tucked under his arm is a small, wrapped gift. It's personal, a silver crescent pendant etched with the words, "Cherish the wonder." He spent weeks pondering what to give his son, seeking something more meaningful than gadgets or toys. He knocks lightly on the door. No response comes. He pushes it open slowly and steps inside. X sits on the bed's edge, still in pajamas, knees drawn to his chest. The blanket is barely disturbed. Elon can tell he's slept little. His face is pale, his usual spark dimmed. Elon offers a gentle smile. "Happy birthday, buddy." X doesn't reply at once. He doesn't turn. The silence stretches. Elon moves closer, settling on the bed's edge. "Everyone's waiting for you. We've got cake. Gifts. I even took the day off." A long pause follows. X stares at his hands, small, yet burdened. Then, in a quiet voice, he says, "I don't want to celebrate my birthday this year." The words hit Elon like a stone in his chest. He blinks. "You don't?" X shakes his head slowly. "Something happened?" Elon asks softly. X hesitates. He glances out the window, where sunlight filters through the trees. "Remember our drive last week? Near the downtown store?" Elon searches his memory. "Yes, what about it?" "I saw a boy," X says. "He was on the sidewalk. No shoes. His blanket was just a trash bag." Elon exhales slowly, his heart quickening. "He was cold," X continues, his voice dropping. "His hand looked hungry. And he was alone. No one even looked at him. They just walked by." A heavy silence falls between them. Then X speaks again, cutting through Elon like nothing has in years. "Why should I get cake when he doesn't even get a blanket?" Elon is at a loss for words. The world's complexity, its tragedy and unfairness, suddenly feels too vast. Too immense to contain. Yet it has settled here, in his son's heart, wrapped in the simplest, truest question. He's built empires, reshaped industries, envisioned futures on planets millions of miles away. But in this moment, faced with his son's quiet, broken heart, he feels small. X looks down again, fingers clutching the blanket. I don't want to celebrate myself. Not if he gets nothing." Elon sits silently beside him. His mind races, grasping for something to say, some way to explain the world. Nothing comes. Not yet. He places the small gift beside X on the bed and wraps an arm around his narrow shoulders. "What would you like to do instead?" he asks quietly. X looks at him uncertainly. "I want to do something for him. Or for people like him. I want it to be his birthday." Elon swallows. "Okay," he says. "We'll figure something out. Together." X leans into him, wordless. Elon holds him, rocking gently as he once did when X was small enough to fit in the crook of one arm. Outside, birds chirp. The balloons remain boxed. The cake stays untouched. And within, a different celebration begins to take shape, not with noise or candles, but with listening. With love. Later that morning, X doesn't ask about gifts. He doesn't mention friends, games, or music. Instead, he asks Elon if they can go for a walk. Not in the backyard or their usual park, but through the city where he saw the boy. Elon agrees. They pull on warm coats and hats. Elon slips a notebook into his jacket pocket. As they step outside, a breeze brushes their cheeks. X reaches for his father's hand. They move quietly into the city. The streets buzz with traffic and pedestrians, blending into the usual urban hum. But for X, it's different. He scans the edges, doorways, alleys, curbs, not the shops or cars. He points to the spot where he remembers the boy sitting. It's empty now, just a dirty sidewalk and a crumpled coffee cup. Elon looks around, his mind turning. They return home as the sun dips toward the horizon. Elon calls a local shelter. Then another. Then a third. By evening, he's arranged something, a modest delivery in X's name, blankets, food, and warm socks. It's not everything, but it's a start. When he tells X, the boy smiles. Can we do more tomorrow? Elon nods. For the first time that day, the weight on his chest begins to lift. He glances at the untouched cake on the kitchen counter, the stack of wrapped gifts still neat. Then he looks at his son and realizes this is the greatest gift he's ever given, or received. It has nothing to do with bows or boxes. It came in the form of a question, and his heart was wide enough to ask it. The next morning, the house feels quieter than usual, not gloomy, but softer, as if the walls sense a shift. Elon wakes early and heads to the kitchen, bypassing the untouched birthday cake from the day before. Instead, he sets out a notebook and pen, drafting a simple list of things X wants to give. When X enters, still in pajamas with tousled hair, Elon has already spoken with 2 nonprofits and a shelter. He knows philanthropy often involves bureaucracy and rules. But today, he craves action, direct, honest, unfiltered. Hey, buddy, Elon says, setting the pen down. Sit. X climbs into the chair beside him. His eyes still carry a weight, but a light returns. I was thinking, Elon says, maybe we don't wait for help. Maybe we go today. Right now. X nods eagerly. They pack bags, not suitcases, but practical items, socks, scarves, gloves, protein bars, bottled water, clean blankets. Elon adds hand warmers, toothbrushes, and a few gift cards. Practical choices, selected not by PR teams but by a father and son sitting on their foyer floor, sorting with purpose. On folded cards, they write simple notes, "Happy birthday. You matter." From X. By mid-morning, they're back in the city. This time, they're not observers. They're part of the rhythm. They walk alleys, bus stops, corners, and parking lots. Each person they approach is different, some hesitant, some surprised, some smiling widely and warmly. X hands out the bags himself, meeting each person's gaze. "This is for you," he says, always adding, "Happy birthday." One man chuckles, a rough laugh. "Who's got a birthday today?" X smiles shyly. "Me. But I wanted it to be yours too." The man looks at the bag's contents, his eyes suddenly glassy. He says little after that. Further down the block, a woman in a tattered coat clutches a blanket to her chest, whispering, "I thought people had forgotten me." X meets her eyes. "I didn't forget." Elon feels something shift inside him, nothing an interview, invention, or applause has ever stirred. They stop at a shelter and speak with the director, a woman named Carla with tired eyes and a steady voice. She explains they serve 200 people daily, with more arriving each evening. We manage, she says. But it's not enough. Elon asks questions: how much food they need, how often children come, what could make the biggest impact fastest. She answers with realism and candor: no wish lists or charity theater, just truth. When they leave, Elon makes a call. The next day, a delivery is scheduled: industrial heaters, sleeping bags, children's coats, and a phone charging station. He doesn't tweet about it. Doesn't tell friends. It's for X, and for the shoeless boy. They continue their walk until the afternoon sun begins to fade. At a corner near an old garage, X stops. He points quietly. Elon follows his gaze. A child, perhaps 7 or 8, sits wrapped in an oversized sweater, knees tucked, chin resting on hands, eyes hollow. X approaches first. Kneeling slowly to offer a bag. The boy looks up. "Happy birthday," X says. The boy doesn't reply but takes the bag. Elon steps forward, crouching beside his son. "Do you have a warm place to sleep tonight?" he asks gently. The boy shrugs. Elon glances across the street, where the shelter's light blinks. He looks at X. "We can go with him," X whispers. They cross together, entering the shelter. A volunteer takes the boy without questions. Elon gives his name and contact number, promising to follow up personally. As they step back outside, the wind sharpens. Elon turns to X. "That boy could have been anyone." X nods. "It could have been me." That evening at home, the cake remains untouched. Elon considers discarding it. Instead, he cuts 2 small slices, just enough. He lights a single candle. They sit at the table, just the two of them. No singing, no gifts. Only the quiet flame. Elon slides a plate toward X. "Want to make a wish?" X thinks it over. Then, with the solemnity only a 6-year-old can muster, he says, "I wish more people had warm hands today." He blows out the candle. They eat little but linger at the table, talking. About what love looks like. About a world that breaks. And how, sometimes, with effort, a small piece can be mended. Elon, who once dreamed of igniting galaxies, feels a flutter in his chest, not from fire, but from love. For the first time in a long while, he believes in wishes again. The next day, the house is quiet, but the silence feels different, not heavy, not sad, but like the breath before speaking a meaningful truth. X wakes early, padding barefoot into the kitchen, hair still mussed. The small notebook Elon gave him is tucked under his arm. On the first page, in shaky but neat handwriting, he's written ideas to help people stay warm. Elon is already there, sipping coffee and reading emails, but he closes his laptop as X enters. "Sleep well?" he asks. X nods and settles beside him. "Can we do it again today?" Elon pauses, considering. He has meetings scheduled, deadlines, launch timelines, investor calls. But refusing feels absurd. "Yes," he says. "But let's do it differently this time." They spend the morning planning. This time, they won't just hand out items. They'll stay. To listen. Elon calls the shelter, asking if they can help with lunch. Carla remembers him from the past 2 days and agrees. "We're always short on hands," she says. "We'd welcome you." By noon, they're back in the city, this time in the shelter's cramped kitchen. X wears a hairnet, too big for him, sleeves rolled up twice. Elon dons an apron, his name scrawled in marker on a sticker. It's a strange grounding. They stand behind the counter as a line of weary, quiet people forms. Elon ladles soup. X hands out rolls. He greets each person, not with mechanical charity, but with sincerity. "Hi. Happy birthday. Hope you like the soup." Many laugh. Some seem puzzled. Others smile widely and warmly. Between waves, X refills napkins and wipes tables. Elon follows his lead. At one table, they meet George, a Vietnam veteran with weathered skin and eyes that still gleam. "You've got a good heart, kid," George says. "Don't lose it." X glances at Elon, who just smiles. After lunch, they step outside and sit on a nearby bench with warm drinks from the shelter's volunteer corner. Light snow begins to fall. Tiny flakes gather in X's hair as he stares at the sidewalk. "Do you think someone else will help them?" he asks quietly. Elon doesn't answer immediately. He looks around, at the alley across the street, the worn benches, the doors opening and closing for those in need. "I think some will," he says. "But not all. So we should do more. Maybe we should just keep doing what we can. Every day, not just on your birthday." X nods, taking in the weight of the words. When they return home, it's late evening. The sky outside is gray with early winter light. Inside, kitchen remnants of unused birthday decorations linger, deliberately left, not as guilt, but as a reminder that celebration can look different now. X retreats to his room and returns with a drawing, a large cardboard box filled with items, gloves, soup, socks, a note with a heart. He calls it a warmth box. "For next time. So they know someone cares," he says. Elon kneels beside him, studying every detail. "Want to help me make more?" "Really?" X perks up. "Yes, and we can make as many as we can fill, and ask others to help." He means neighbors, co-workers, school groups, not Twitter or press. That evening, they clear the kitchen table. Instead of slicing the birthday cake, they sort gloves and protein bars into brown paper bags. X adds a drawing to each. Elon folds notes. They work side by side, soft music playing in the background. A simple jar candle, lit the night before, still burns on the table. X watches it as he works. "Do you think it'll go out?" Elon glances over. "Everything does. But not what it stands for." X smiles. "I want it to stay." He places it on the windowsill, where it flickers gently, illuminating frost on the glass. After X falls asleep, Elon stands in his son's doorway, watching him rest. The notebook lies open beside him, its page reading, "When I grow up, I want to help people stay warm, build things. Like Dad, but also like me." Elon lingers, a promise made in silence. A legacy born in humility. A new path forward, not driven by rockets or revolutions, but by a child's refusal to eat cake while another shivered. He closes his laptop and whispers aloud, "Happy birthday, X." Somewhere in the hallway, the candle's flame still flickers, steady and soft. By week's end, the house no longer feels poised for a party. Ribbons are gone. Balloons deflate or remain unopened, packed away. The cake, finally cut, is shared with shelter staff, a quiet gesture that somehow means more than candles or songs. Yet the house feels full, not with noise, laughter, or music, but with meaning. Something real and lasting. That morning, X enters the kitchen dressed in a blue sweater and soft jeans, notebook in hand. It's now filled with drawings, lists, and a short poem, "You can be warm in the snow / if someone kind helps you grow, /X, age, 6. Elon reads it silently, then looks at his son. "You wrote this?" X nods. "I want to make copies. To put in the boxes." Elon smiles. "I think that's a great idea." After breakfast, they spend the morning packing a second round of supplies. This time, volunteers join, neighbors who heard what they're doing, a few SpaceX employees. No announcements are made, but word spreads, one quiet conversation at a time. Each box is carefully packed, a blanket, socks, gloves, food, a handwritten note from X, and a copy of his poem. Some include small toys for children, others have toothbrushes or hats. One box holds a plush teddy bear, X insisted. After lunch, they return to the shelter, where Carla greets them like old friends. "I think you've started something," she tells Elon. "People have called, not reporters, but folks wanting to help. They heard about the boy with the notebook and a warm heart." X smiles. Elon kneels beside him. "That's you, you know." X shrugs shyly, but his eyes shine. Together, they distribute the boxes. This time, X doesn't just hand them over. He kneels, looks into each recipient's eyes, asks their names, shakes hands, shares smiles and stories. At one point, he faces another small boy, maybe 5, in mismatched shoes and an oversized coat. X hands him a box, then opens it slightly. "There's a teddy bear inside," he whispers. "He doesn't have a name yet. Maybe you can name him." The boy nods and hugs the bear tightly. Driving home, Elon glances at X through the rearview mirror. The boy looks seen, as if someone has finally noticed him. "I felt it," X says. "I saw him." Elon blinks slowly. The words are simple, but they touch something deep. How often has he been so focused on the big picture that he missed the small details right in front of him? That evening, they find a small card in the mailbox. It's from George, the veteran they met on their second visit. Inside is a drawing of Rosie, his old dog, and a note: "Your son reminded me I still matter. That I'm not invisible. Thank you both. Keep building hearts. George." Elon hands the card to X without a word. X takes it gently. "I want to do this next year," he says. "And every year." "We will," Elon replies. They light the candle again, the same small jar by the window. The wax is nearly gone, but the light holds steady. Elon turns off the kitchen lights. They sit together in the warm glow. "Do you remember your other birthdays?" Elon asks. X shakes his head. "Just bits. A balloon. A song. Think you'll remember this one?" X pauses, then nods. "I think it's the first one I felt." Elon looks at his son, this thoughtful boy who unlocked something he didn't know was closed. "I think it's the most important thing we've ever had." That night, they say nothing more. They don't need to. In the space between silence, in the softness of the flickering candlelight, a new tradition is born. A new legacy. A birthday not about growing older, but growing deeper. Not for cake, but for courage. Not for celebration, but for compassion. Not for parties, but for purpose. A birthday X will never forget, and one Elon Musk will carry always, as the day he learned the greatest gift he'd ever receive came not from technology, stocks, or empires, but from the quiet strength of a boy who wouldn't blow out his candle until others had light. This concludes our narrative journey. I trust you found this gripping saga of intrigue, cutting-edge innovation, and astonishing discoveries captivating. From where are you tuning in today? I'm curious to learn which corner of the globe this tale has touched. If this escapade held your interest, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for a steady stream of compelling, mind-expanding stories just like this one. Fresh material is posted frequently, ensuring you're always in the loop for the newest spellbinding adventures. Be sure to pass this video along to your loved ones and friends. It's a great way to share positivity and insight while expanding our circle of story enthusiasts. Your encouragement is invaluable. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to welcoming you back for the next tale.